Welcome to Chaotic Good Improv's Thursday night short form comedy show, Comedy One Shots. We've got some great cast here tonight that's going to be doing their best to make you guys laugh while sitting at home on this wonderful Thursday evening. For those of you who maybe aren't as enamored by the Ohio NFL football game going on right now, the Bengals versus the Browns. We've got a fantastic cast tonight. Let me go through the ranks here real quick. We've got Pierce. Big round of applause for Pierce. We've got Melanie. We've got Gabe. We've got Patrick. And all the way from San Diego, California, we've got our special guest here tonight. We've got Gary Ware. Big round of applause for Gary Ware. Thank you very much for joining us, Gary. He's our second out-of-state guest improviser. We've hit Alaska, California. Who knows what's next? I'm thinking North Dakota, but we got to find an improviser from North Dakota. So for those of you guys who have never seen our show before, in general, everything you see tonight is going to be made up on the spot. We don't have anything planned, which is why we're going to need suggestions from you guys throughout the show. So before any of our games, we'll reach out to you guys in the audience, ask you a couple questions. Feel free to type in answers to these questions in the chat, whether you're watching from Twitch or Facebook Live, wherever you guys are watching. Feel free to type in the suggestions in the chat, because we've got our Hostmaster General Chad, who's going to be monitoring the chat for you guys. He's going to be letting us know what your suggestions are, and we'll use them for our games. And since I've already mentioned Chad, why don't I turn it over to Chad for any announcements that we have before we go live on the show? Well, I mean, I know we're live, but before we start the actual show.
Okay, well, actually, there was some questions of whether we were live earlier. We are now, so thank you, especially to the Facebook viewers who are probably wondering why they have 20 streams to watch now. Trust me, the last one is the one you want to watch. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. We always love to have people watching our show and appreciating what we're doing and everything. Because, hey, I mean, during these times, we want to bring the funny to you. So go ahead and get ready to put your suggestions into the chat when we ask for them. We really do appreciate that, and be sure to, if you feel the need to support what we're doing here, we are primarily supported by the people who watch us. So if you would like to support us via Twitch subscriptions, which is our primary way to be supported right now, you can go to twitch.tv/chaoticgoodimprov, and if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually get a Twitch subscription at no extra cost to you. And, of course, we also do bit cheers, and that just simply means if you load up your bits through Twitch and you want to just cheer the things that you find funny throughout the night, you can certainly do that. You click a little thing, you do a little emote, and little cheers pop up. It's a lot of fun for everyone, and it helps keep us loud, live, and funny, bringing it all to you, so be sure to do that. And, of course, if you can't financially support us, that is just fine. Before we get started tonight, one thing that you can do is, apparently everybody just started cheering at one time, and now we have a hype train, so
hype train,
keep that going,
hype,
and you
hype,
could get
hype.
You can get some emotes out of it, so that's great. But even hey, the best hype that we can get is viewers. So if you want to share what's going on with all your friends, family, enemies, distant relatives, go ahead and do that right now before we even get started. Go ahead and just share the links to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, whatever we're on. We love to make people laugh, and we love to have people watching. And hey, that's why we're here. Without you, the show wouldn't exist. So thank you so much to everybody for everything. And with all that long-windedness out of the way, I'm going to turn it back over to Kris.
Dude, you could have long-winded your way through it. Continued. You were saying some good stuff, and a lot better, and without as many pauses as I would have done. So that's good. All right, so we're going to start off this show with a game for Gabe and Melanie. Let me go ahead and change my background. And for this game in the audience, I would like a suggestion of a reason to celebrate. It doesn't have to be anything magnanimous. It doesn't have to be like a 50th wedding anniversary or anything. Just anything good that you would want to celebrate. I mean, it could be something as simple as finding a penny on the street. It doesn't matter. Just something worth celebrating for. And Chad will read over your suggestions, and we're going to use them in a game called Change. The way this game is going to go is Gabe and Melanie will be performing a scene for you guys based on your suggestion. And throughout this scene, anytime I want, I can say change. When I say change, whoever just spoke will have to change what they said to something completely different, and then have to justify why that new thing they said is now part of the scene. Chad, do we have a suggestion for Gabe and Melanie? Something worth celebrating?
Yes, the one thing that we can all relate to, having a good hair day.
Ooh, having a good hair day. Wish I could do that. It's been a long time since I've had one of those. For those of you guys who have watched our streams long enough, you'll know the beanie generated itself somewhere after month 1 and has never left. So there's definitely something going on. So this thing will have something to do with a good hair day. That's the suggestion. The suggestion is a good hair day. This is changed with Gabe and Melanie in 3, 2, and 1.
It's amazing, right?
Oh, it's delightful. Oh, I love it. It's really changed my life.
This has been my therapy.
Mm-hmm. Whenever my husband comes and talks to me, I just put it on my head and I don't even have to hear him.
Oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea.
I know.
Oh, you are just looking amazing. I don't know what the glow is that's happening. I mean, are you just like...
I'm getting some action on the side, Debbie.
Change.
Debbie, I discovered that life is better with funnel cakes.
Change.
Debbie, I stopped being a Debbie Downer. I'm not just saying that like the regular expression. You are a Debbie Downer. We've talked about it, but you continually ignore my advice. You just have a pouty face.
Well, I've been coming here for therapy, and clearly that has not been helping me. Perhaps I should go see a real therapist.
Change.
Perhaps I should start taking drugs.
Well, I'm not a therapist, I'm a guidance counselor, okay? And as a guidance counselor, I can tell you that you're crap and need to change. I will tell you drugs are bad, whereas a therapist would probably tell you drugs are great.
Well,
just the right ones.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, okay? I want to be a Debbie Double Dip or a Debbie... I want to be a Debbie Dippity Doo-Dah.
Change.
I want to be a Debbie Dinosaur and take people down.
Oh, wow. So you want to go from Debbie Downer to just straight up Debbie Aggression?
Yes!
I don't know if that's a positive change for your life, but if you want... Are you roiding?
I am not roiding.
Oh,
drugs are bad. You said that. You said that.
I did, and I
Change.
I never said that.
Change.
Debbie, you might need to back up just a little bit. I'm thinking about calling security.
I'm going to get myself under that little and see if maybe it can help me since you're so calm and collected.
I mean, feel welcome to use my hairdryer anytime you want. That's my permalator. I don't know what those are.
I was like, wait, this therapist has a hairdryer in their office. It's a guidance counselor.
It's a guidance counselor hair salon.
He also teaches like home ec or something. Like that's what the guidance counselor does.
We said yes to that.
It's the gig economy, man. It's the gig economy.
It's 2020. Right. It's 2020. Adapt or die. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was so much fun. For those of you who have watched this a lot, there is one person here that you probably don't know, and that is our friend Gary. Gary from San Diego. Gary is with...
hi.
Oh, that's you, man. It's you. Gary is with Breakthrough Play. He has been to Birmingham, though, right?
I have.
Tell us only the good things about Birmingham.
I had some amazing barbecue.
Yes, you did.
I got to go see some amazing architecture, and that was pretty much it. I was in and out in 12 hours. So
it was a quick turnaround. So what is Breakthrough Play? What is that?
Yeah, so I am a facilitator. I use the power of improv and play just to help people get together, have more fun, be more creative.
Not be
no big deal. No, not be Debbie Downers.
All right. Turn them into of course.
Right?
Where can we find you online?
Well, I'm currently streaming here on Twitch, Chaotic Good Improv. That's where you can find me. Gary at Gary Ware. I like to keep it simple. Instagram, Twitter.
Smart.
It's all the same.
That's smart. All right, cool, man. You want to play a game with me?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Gary. Gary Ware. Where is Gary? Different spelling. You're looking for him online. This is a game for just pretty much everybody but me. But I get to be sort of the puppet master. This is called Switch. And what we're going to do is I'm going to need a bunch of suggestions. So just start throwing them in there. They can be a location. They can be a relationship. They can be a weird item that someone regifted to you. It can be your least favorite class in high school. Just whatever. Just start throwing them in there. Because what's going to happen is we're going to have 4 scenes going on at one time, and I'm going to be able to switch them up as often as I please. So each one of these guys will have, they'll be in 2 different scenes. So let's see, you guys will probably have to remind me who's in who, but I think the first scene we're going to need for Peace and Kris, not even peace like a piece of peace.
I forgot the R when I typed it in.
A piece of Pierce. So I need a suggestion for these guys. Chad, are we getting some good stuff?
Well, we're starting out on a high note. Impending doom.
Impending doom, better known as 2020. So Pierce and Kris, impending doom. And for, let's see, Kris and Patrick.
Succulent.
Succulent. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone and try to spell it. Okay, succulent. And we need a third suggestion, and this is going to be for Patrick and Gary.
Earth science.
Earth science. Too bad Katie's not here. And the last suggestion.
Yarn ball.
A yarn ball, and that one is going to be for Gary and Pierce. So, scene number 1 is
Impending doom.
Scene number 2.
Succulent.
Succulent.
Scene number 3.
Earth science.
And scene number 4.
Yarn ball.
Yarn ball. All right, everybody. This is Switch in 3, 2, and 1.
Right? I told you this was going to happen.
I didn't believe a word you were saying. There was just absolutely no way that anything else could possibly be piled on top of what we've been dealing with already. But you were right.
It was pending, and now it's impending.
And that's like when something pens inside of itself. It's so bad.
Right.
There's got to be something we can do, though. There's got to be.
I don't know, man. You got to make a choice. You
going to give me my options, or am I just going to guess at my choices here? I'm freaking out right now.
Succulent.
Okay, so Dad, I figured out what I want for my birthday. I either want a new BMX bike, or I want a little tiny succulent, the kind they have at Whole Foods. But I can't decide which is going to be more of a practical gift.
Well, son, for your 12th birthday, I got you some rollerblades, and you busted your ass every single day. That scooter you got almost killed somebody, so I've already done and bought you the succulent. I cannot possibly imagine how you can cause any harm or damage to another living creature with this.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna take such great care. Hey,
don't worry, son. I know you. I bought you 2.
Oh, okay.
Earth science.
Well, the Earth is warming a lot.
Think so? What? How do we know this? Have you measured the temperature?
Yes, according to the charts here, over the last 50 years, we have increased temperature by 2.5%. Charles.
2.5%. That's alarming. The rate of growth it seems to be exponential. What can we do to stop this, to reverse it?
Well, according to data and this science that we study, nothing.
Now, I have an idea. Tell me if this is wrong here. Could I open the freezer and the refrigerator doors and just kind of let the air kind of cool it down? Could that cool down, dare I say it, the entire Earth?
By Charles, you're genius. The fridge factor. We get everybody.
Esmeralda?
Yes. Gretchen?
Didn't expect to see you back here.
I didn't expect to see you either, Gretchen.
After that last stunt you pulled with the infinity scarf.
Are you jealous, Gretchen?
I'm only jealous, Esmeralda, of the trophy that you won. But hark, it will be mine next time.
Well, I don't know. I'm making a doily that will make your little. What is that? A sweater?
It's a tea cozy.
Succulent.
So, Dad, I figured out all the succulent needs to survive is light and water. So I went ahead and I put it at the bottom of your fish tank.
Son, that is a saltwater fish tank. That is going to suck all the water out of your succulent. You're basically just made a prune of your succulent.
I thought it was just one of those things that, like, when your fingers get wet, it starts to kind of turn into a pruny shape, and I thought it was still healthy. Is this bad? Did I kill the succulent on day 2 of having it?
It's not good, son.
Earth science.
By Charles, I have the most amazing idea. I have taken my home air conditioner, taken the intake valve and taken it out, and now the entire air conditioner is cooling down the Earth.
That's why you will get the Nobel Peace Prize. I have followed suit, and I owned 2 apartment buildings. Forget air inside. We have air outside.
Oh my goodness! Have you patented this idea yet?
I haven't. Do you want to go in on it?
Do I want to go in on it? No. I'm going to steal your idea and profit on it for my own.
You wouldn't. Outside air conditioning to stop global warming?
I would. I'll be rich in no time.
Impending doom.
All right.
Your choices. Slay the virgin or die. Die!
Man, I'll be honest with you, those choices are kind of on 2 very extreme bookends of the decision making. I was thinking about maybe just finding like an amethyst gemstone or a geode and like praying to it and putting some powers on it or something.
We've already tried that.
Well, death or dead virgins. Well, let's look at the options here. Let's take this realistically. Either A, I kill myself and save everyone else. Yeah. Or B, I find a virgin and kill it. Because if I don't do either, that virgin's gonna die anyway.
For the greater good.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm a virgin. If I simultaneously kill myself, I will satisfy both ends of the spectrum.
You are the chosen one.
I'm not sure what that means.
And scene. Oh my goodness.
My head.
Oh, gracious. That was so fun. All right. So my cheeks hurt from smiling. So our next game is basically a little bit of a chaotic courtroom. So I'm going to need a suggestion for 2 things that somebody could debate, like Pepsi versus Coke. And what's going to happen here is Pierce and Kris are going to sort of go mano a mano and argue the pros and cons of these two items. But after that, once they establish their argument, anybody else can chime in with their objection to continue this argument. So Chad has got a devilish grin on his face. So what do we have to argue about today?
Mostly, I just have a devilish grin because the suggestions are coming a little bit slow. So be sure to light up the chat there. I have resting devilish grin face. It's a real condition.
Don't ever change. Don't ever change, Chad.
I'm starting a support group for it. I'm starting a support group for it on Reddit.
I think it'd be funny. We find out there's like a 4-minute delay from what we say until the audience hears it.
Here's a good one: chips versus pretzels.
Chips versus pretzels.
All right, so
I'll be pretzels. Yeah.
Chris and Pierce are going to enter the chaotic courtroom and argue chips versus pretzels in 3, 2, and 1.
So it's simple. Pretzels are the obvious choice here. It's a healthier snack. It's a healthier alternative. You can buy them in better grains. They tend not to be deep fried. You can even get them that aren't sprinkled with salt, so that if you happen to have some sort of high blood pressure condition, it'll be better for you. And they're not flavored as devilishly as chips are, so you tend to not just sit there and finish the whole bag.
So I'm afraid that you've completely made my argument for me. First, you're saying that people should eat pretzels versus chips because they're worse snacks. They have less salt, they're more healthy, and they're less flavored. That's all of the reasons why people don't eat pretzels as snacks. That's why chips are truly the better.
Objection. You're supposed to come up with your own reasons. You're not supposed to take the reasons that I give and twist them around in some sort of weird, sort of mad genius way to argue against me. I think you need to stick to your personal ideas, the ones that you've come up with on your own.
Objection. I think that anyone can come up with their own reasons. I've heard about this documentary on Netflix called 13 Reasons Why. I haven't watched it yet, but Pierce, I have to say, if you're going to sit there and try and talk about your things that are not the original, you might want to check out that series, just because if you're not reasoning well, then you're just floundering, And
objection. I prefer if we don't use any animal words while we're sitting here trying to debate food. I'm vegan. I don't eat animals, so hearing the word flounder.
Objection. Vegans aren't real. They are complete social constructs. They're just dying off more quickly than people who eat actual food.
Obstruction. There are no such things as social constructs. Oh, we all know that only people build things. Society cannot build things in and of itself. It makes no sense.
Objection. A society is comprised of people. All you're saying that people collectively cannot come together and build something, that's just plain wrong. I mean, you have to look at...
Objection. If people can come together and build things, why haven't there been, time travel? Where's time travel? I don't see anything about time travel.
Objection. We have seen way too many movies where we know that time travel goes wrong. You mess up with the time space continuum. You're going to go back. You're going to accidentally prevent your own birth from happening, and then you're going to sit there and say, while you don't exist and do exist, say that time travel's
Objection. I don't think anyone would, lament the loss of Patrick's birth. I think we can agree that would be one change that would be okay in the time-space continuum.
As much as I hate to objection, every life is sacred. Even somebody like Patrick, we do hold him at least somewhat dear in our hearts here.
Objection. We don't hold Patrick. Pierce, we know that you hold Patrick dear to your heart. This is something that has been repeated time and time again.
Objection. I will not be talked about like this and let you pretend like I am ever the little spoon. Pierce does not hold me. I hold him next to my heart.
Well, you're right. I'm sorry. I concede. Chips are better than pretzels.
Damn straight.
And scene. Oh, wow. That got weird. Okay.
Does. All right. For this next game, Chad, we need 2 jobs. We need 2 occupations, 2 different ones, very different ones. So go ahead and start harvesting that from the chat room. What's going to happen is this is for Kris and Patrick. I believe, Kris, are you going to be the job changer?
Yes.
All right. So Kris and Patrick work together. Kris is fairly new to this career that they're both in together. He used to be something else, and that's going to really affect his job performance in this new job. So, Dad, what was his old job, and what is his new job?
Will you take butcher and dentist?
Yes.
Yes.
Without hesitation.
Well, I mean, I want to be agreeable.
I mean, come on. In like the 1860s, they were the same person. I
Probably were.
From what I hear, I watched Deadwood for a while. So butcher and dentist. Kris used to be a. Which one do you want to go?
So, which one do you want me to have?
You used to be a butcher.
Okay.
Let's do the. You used to be a butcher, now you're a dentist.
I just realized that those are 2 very different things based on what direction you put them in. But okay. So I used to be a butcher.
Used to be a butcher. Now you're a dentist.
All right.
Y'all, do you guys want a suggestion? A further suggestion?
No, we're good.
All right. Yeah. So this is old job, new job with Kris and Patrick, dentist and butcher in 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, Doc. Yeah, I've got this tooth here. It's just driving me fits here. Can you take a look inside and kind of see what's going on here?
Absolutely. Just jump up on this seat here, step on that white paper. Just go ahead, get up on there, and just open wide.
Doc, that's a mighty big blade you got there. Don't you want to use something a little smaller, like a scalpel?
Did you go to dentistry school?
Well, you got me there. I sure did.
Exactly. So just open your mouth, and I'm gonna go ahead and look inside. Man, okay. That's a delicious looking tongue you got right there.
I'm sorry. Did you describe my tongue as delicious there, Doc?
It's a dental term. It's a dental term. It means that it works. You taste things with your tongue, right?
Yeah, of course.
So then it's a delicious tongue. It tastes things that are delicious.
You got me there again, Doc. You're taking me to school here, you know. But
yeah. So now, let me go ahead and look in there.
Back molar right here.
Oh man, that's gonna have to come out. That's looking pretty bad now. Now we got some options for you. How do you want your molar? You want it filleted? I can butterfly it for you. I could cube it, chop it up, wrap it up for you. It'll go good. It'll go good in a stew.
Good in a stew. I know you can put bone marrow and stuff like that into a stew. I've never heard of a tooth stew. Do you have a recipe for that you can send me home with as well?
Well, you just said the magic word, bone marrow. Tooth's a bone. It's got marrow. Throw it in the stew.
I might be mistaken here, but are you drilling deeper and taking out the bone marrow?
I don't use a drill. A drill harms the meat. What I'm going to do simply is with these 2 hands and this large array of sharp utensils you see behind me, I am going to expertly extract that tooth and make sure that none of the other cuts of gum are harmed around it, so you can save those for later.
I'm sorry, sir. It seems like you're objectifying me here a little bit. You called me my bits of meat.
If I was objectifying you, I would have commented on your flanks and your rump when you walked in here. So I'm not.
That was.
We'll talk about my flanks and my rump later when we're out there. Okay. We got some air to clear here.
Oh man!
Stay seated, Patrick.
any dentist audience we had is probably out there, frantically calling right now. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and introduce this next game. We'll go ahead and transition over, and for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone in the Well, forgot what it was now. Thank you.
Us?
Yeah. I'll mute the cast to where the chat cannot hear you and neither can I. So feel free to talk bad about us both, however you want. So say bye, cast.
Bye.
Okay, and I'm going to mute myself to where they can't hear me as well. Give me 1 second there. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now chat, it's just you and me at this point. What's going to happen is we're about to go into a chaotic Zoom meeting, which is probably the most meta game that we have in our lineup. So what I'm going to need from you is a suggestion on different jobs or different organizations that these actors can be in. And what that simply means is I'm going to message them in secret what each individual actor, who they work for, or what organization they work for. None of them will know what the other ones have been assigned, and that is going to be key. So we need a lot of suggestions. Go ahead and start lighting up that chat for me right now with a bunch of organizations or jobs that you would have Zoom meetings in. So what's going to happen is when we come back, we're going to start a Zoom meeting. They're all going to talk to each other and hold a meeting without knowing who the other ones are representing. And if that sounds confusing, don't worry. Once we get started, you'll kind of understand what's going on. So I'm starting to see some suggestions come into the chat. Let's see, we have the ASPCA representative. That's lovely. Let's see, who it would be good for ASPCA. You know what? Patrick is a big dog lover, so I'm going to go ahead and assign that to Patrick real quick. So, and y'all keeping stuff in the chat now. Okay. All right, so Patrick will be our ASPCA representative. Let's see what else we have in the chat now. Let's see here. Disney park worker. Okay, Disney park worker. So someone who is having a meeting about stuff in a Disney park. You know who would be great in a Disney park? I think that would be Melanie. So let's go ahead and give that one to Melanie. I think they call them cast members, but okay, that works. Let's see here. A diet counselor. Okay, a diet counselor. I could see this going to, you know what? I think Kris would be really good at this. So Kris will be a diet counselor. All right, and let's see. We need one more for Piers. Let's see what we have in the chat. Let's see. All right, Parent-Teacher Association tour guide, new campaign manager in 2020. I'm going to go with Parent-Teacher Association for Piers. So we'll go with Piers here, and Parent Teacher Soc. All right, so that should be everyone. I'm going to go ahead and unmute here in a second. So let me go ahead and start getting these guys back in. But I'll give them a fair warning first. Okay, everyone, we're about to actually go back live, so if you've been talking dirty, they can hear you in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, your audio is now live, everyone. So as I said at the top, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and start the Zoom meeting in just a minute. No one knows who each other represents, but everyone knows exactly who they represent. Everyone has it, right? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so I call this chaotic Zoom meeting to order in 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, thank you all for coming to the meeting tonight. I know you all have very busy schedules, but we're all here for the children. And I'm very, very happy to see you so engaged in their lives.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very important to teach children really good habits at a young age. I like to use what I call the color coding: red for bad, green for as much as you want, and yellow for just in moderation.
Now we do have to take into consideration here that many of our little babies can't actually see in color, and we know that raising them, sometimes they grow up without homes. So we need to make sure that we can give them homes. So we can have all of our customers go out, and they can take home these precious little babies.
Well, and that's honestly, I mean, that's why we are the happiest place on earth. we have something for everyone. But I think that teaching young people how to get in line and stay in line, it's a lesson that also needs to be taught to the adults, who oftentimes can behave like as bad as the kids, as you know.
Now we can't have all of these little babies trying to get in line. We can't try and keep them in line. That leads to abuse. And that's how we get overrun with all of these little wonderful creatures.
We need to stay positive. You're never going to accomplish any of your goals that you've set before you without positivity. We're really getting into a negative area here. And
I agree. I agree.
I want to bring us back. Behavioral issues are a topic of conversation in these meetings, and that's fine. I don't know about the whole green, red, yellow thing. That seems very judgmental. We try to be a little less judgmental here with the children.
Oh, well, that's just arbitrary. I mean, you can use it as you can make a little triangle if you'd like, and just put little groups of them in there, if that's something that would suit you better.
Well, I do think for people who don't want to stand in line, they can get a different color-coded pass that allows them to go right to the front of the line, and they can go and do whatever they want. But they have to pay extra. They have to pay extra for that, a lot more.
Having a pass is very important because you want to treat yourself from time to time. So I just give yourself a pass, you know.
I do. Thank you so much for bringing up budgets. As you know, as normal, we don't have any money. I bought most of the glue and sparkles myself out of my own pocketbook.
Yes.
Here's some fundraising. Yes,
we do have a fundraiser coming up. We have a telethon. We have a very special guest singer. She's going to come on and sing her very hit song, and all we ask is for everyone who sees our ad to just give 45 cents a day, and they too can help all of these beautiful animals and just get homes, and we can make all of these wonderful pet parents, and they can go to all these wonderful places.
Yes. Well, for 4 to 5, I've got a list right here, and where you could just these ingredients for pennies a day. For 45 cents, you got a week's worth of planning right here that you can do. It's actually quite inexpensive.
I don't know how you guys can think like that. It is at least $2,000 a day to enjoy the magic that we have to offer.
Well, yeah, if you're going organic.
All right. So I think we need to close this meeting out. Kris, would you like to anything to wrap up with?
Well, yes, I would just like to say that it's possible you're gonna trip and stumble and fall, but the most important thing is to pick yourself right back up. Remember, as long as what goes out is more than what comes in, you will succeed.
Because it's a small world after all.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight.
And Steve. All right. Any idea what you guys were? What each other were?
I'm pretty sure Melanie might work at Disney World.
Yep.
The $2,000 gave it away, huh?
Patrick, are you like Sarah McLachlan, ASPCA?
Yeah, I could hear that song. I could hear
it. Yeah, no. I was trying to work it in, but I couldn't. I didn't have an opening.
And we get a copyright strike.
And Kris, I could not figure out what you were.
Kris, like a budgeting guru, or like a.
I was a diet counselor,
meal prepper.
Meal prepper. Yeah.
And then me.
Kindergarten teacher or
a counselor, like a
art teacher.
I was hosting the meeting, PTA.
Oh, PTA. Yeah, that was fun. I like that. That was good.
The group of people who never go to PTA meetings.
Mel, it would be real weird if I went to a PTA meeting.
Yeah. It'd be weird if I did too right now. All right.
Pierce, you want to go ahead and intro the game for Gary and Melanie?
So Gary and Melanie are going to be doing this next game, and Chad, for that, I'm going to need 3 different genres of film, TV, book, stage play, Zoom entertainment, what have you. 3 different types.
Do it on Zoom.
Genres from the audience.
Gosh.
And as well, just a suggestion to get us started out, either one that you pulled back from before or something new. So what's going to happen, Melanie and Gary are going to do a scene. The first time through, it's just going to be a normal scene, and I'll call cut at the end of it, and then I will have them come back through and do that same exact scene as closely as they possibly can, just in these 3 different genres. So they're going to do this scene 4 different times, first time straight, and the next 3 times in 3 different genres. So Chad, what are those genres that are coming up?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have a soap opera.
Ah, good. Love the soap opera.
Noted.
We have sci-fi.
Good one. Good one. Sci-fi, my favorite.
And an animated movie, like a kids movie.
Animated. Good. All right.
Wow.
So don't
gonna
try
be
to keep
amazing.
those in mind. Don't try to keep those in mind in this first scene. Chad, we have a kickoff suggestion for him.
Yeah, we do. Santa's elf.
Santa's elf.
Got
All
it.
right. So this scene has something to do with Santa's elf. I'll let them figure out what that means to them. This is seen 3 ways in 3, 2, and 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Santa,
Yeah.
we have a little bit of a problem.
Peppermint. It is Christmas Eve. We are T-minus 5 hours from liftoff. What is it?
I am so excited, but we seem to have a strike on behalf of the elves. Oh, honey, I know this is a lot to take in right now, but they're marching.
Well, hopefully they're marching 2 by 2 to get these presents into that damn sleigh.
No, they're marching with signs. They're
That's-
all over the North Pole right now.
Do they not know who we work for?
I don't know if they understand how good they have it.
They
Sir.
have it very good.
I know that. I'm not out there
Peppermint?
marching. Yes, sir.
I know. Peppermint.
Yes,
We
sir.
give them milk and cookies.
Yeah.
They can have unlimited
sugar.
They have a place to live. Some people don't even have a place to live
I know. And they have presents year round. I
year
told them.
round that they get to make for people.
And play with them.
Cut. Presents year round that they get to make. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you were describing there. It does not sound like a great place to live. But let's see that same scene again. I love Peppermint. That same scene again as a soap opera. In 3, 2, and 1.
Peppermint.
Yes.
I find you in my dormitory again.
Well, I didn't want to come here again. I came here because we've got a problem.
Mrs. Claus is in the bathroom.
Well, what's new? She's peeling her face off again. She does that every Christmas Eve because she knows
Hey.
that Santa's going to be gone.
I know.
Listen,
What's the problem?
these elves, they do not understand the pressure that we are under. And they are out there thinking they are all so hot and so important. We've got to get rid of them.
It's Christmas Eve.
I know.
It's 5 hours before I take off.
Oh, I love when you get so heated about Christmas. Makes me feel so minty.
I know. And I'm wearing your favorite cologne.
Oh, dun dun dun! My twin sister is here.
Oh no! Mrs. Claus!
Her face! Ah!
Cut. Oh, wow. That was getting a little hot. I was drooling a little bit. Okay, let's see that same scene again, this time as sci-fi. Sci-fi in 3, 2, and
Peppermint. Are the plans ready?
Yes, sir. We seem to have a dilemma, sir. A very, 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 very large dilemma with the inhabitants that we picked up on our last stop.
Well, Peppermint,
Yes, sir.
on our stop previous, we just eliminated them.
Well, I thought they were cute, so I took a few as friends, and well, they were green and they were sweet, and I've never had a friend, sir. So they're very angry that we killed them and their families rather, and blew up their planet. So, any suggestions for?
Well, we will make them work.
Oh,
They will fulfill Operation 59.
oh, Operation 59, sir. They're just the right size. You're brilliant.
They will. And
They can build things,
they can. They
And then
can put them all together.
and then we can drop them at the locations, and they can be the little delivery people.
Delivery.
Wow, that was more sinister than Darth Vader ever was. Ooh. All right. Hopefully this last one is going to be a little bit nicer. This time through an animated kids movie. Animated kids movie in 3, 2, 1.
Peppermint,
Yes.
you know what today is?
No, I don't.
It's Christmas Eve!
What? I can't believe it. My favorite day of the year.
I know, but we have a problem, Peppermint.
What's the matter?
My sleigh, something's wrong with it. How am I going to get all the toys to these beautiful boys and girls?
Well, we should try to figure out how to fix it. Perhaps we can find some little forest animals who can help us.
That would be delightful. Can you do that for me, Peppermint, while I look under the sleigh and see if I can find what's wrong?
There's a bird.
Oh, it's
There's a
a
squirrel.
bird, and it's a squirrel. Thank you for coming.
There's a lizard.
Oh my gosh. This is the best day.
And see.
Oh man, I hope those animals weren't dead. She's just picking up animals off the ground.
But wait, we were gonna let them deliver the stuff,
Right?
We were gonna make it work.
I like all those North Pole lizards that, just kind of roll around everywhere. So good, so good. Oh, wow. Okay, everyone. So let's move on to a game. Actually, this is less of a game and more of like an advice column with a panel of experts. This is called Good, Good, Bad, Worse. So what we're going to need, and this is part, everybody's in this one.
Everybody.
Yeah, this is for everyone. So what we're doing, we here at CGI, we not only want to make you laugh, we also want to make your life better in many ways. So we offer advice ranging from the good to the bad to the worst, so that you get your money's worth with us. We're a free show, so take that for what it is. But yes, so anybody in the chat, if you have a problem, if you have a question, if you have anything at all that needs to be addressed by our wonderful panel of experts in all sorts of fields, please go ahead and put it in the chat. Because what we're going to do is we're going to ask everyone for their best advice, good advice, bad advice, and worst advice. And I will call on whoever I see fit in our panel to go ahead and give advice. So go ahead and start lighting it up, and we're just going to keep doing it as long as you keep asking questions. So go ahead and bring to us your pressing problems of the day, and we'll be sure to go ahead and ask our actors for this. Do not be shy, and if you don't go ahead and start putting them into the chat right now, I'm going to start reciting Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll until you do.
Please, for the love.
'Twas Brillig and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in
That's
the wave.
what the show needs is threatening the audience with
How
the bad.
how do you stop Chad from reciting poetry?
By putting suggestions in the chat. Okay, but we do already have one question. I'm Nini okay. Actually ask, how do you deal with bad breath? So we're going to need some good advice on this. Anyone with a good advice, feel free. Gabe, with the good advice, please.
Well, I mean, of course, toothbrushes and toothpaste are an obvious answer. But they also make brushes that have like extra little spikes on them you can scrape your tongue with. And apparently that helps a lot because a lot of bad breath comes from the tongue and not just the teeth.
Okay, well, that was great advice. Well, let's go with bad advice from Kris, please.
Just always breathe through your nose.
Actually, that's kind of good advice, actually. Worst advice from Melanie, please.
There are dentists that will actually pull your tongue right out. They used to be butchers, and they have changed careers, and they will literally chop your tongue out, which will keep your mouth closed for the most part.
Delicious. Okay, moving right along, we have a question from Michael Glenn who says, and let me embiggen this to where I can actually read it. My neighbors moved and now I have no Wi-Fi. Suggestions? We need good advice on this because I don't know how they're watching this show. Pierce, with the good advice.
Yeah, so really the best is just to get your own. I mean, at this point, Wi-Fi is kind of a commodity. You can call up, your local cable provider. You get a hotspot from your mobile provider, and it's going to run you, $20 or $30 a month. But isn't that worth it to watch us?
Absolutely, it is, and it's worth the Twitch subscription. Let's see. Bad advice from Patrick.
What you got to do is you got to take it old school like we used to do back in the day. Go up on your utility pole, buy a splitter, and run that line from the utility pole into your house after it has hit the junction box for your neighbor's house. That way, you go ahead and split their signal on your other neighbor. Sharing is caring. Your neighbor should know that.
Easy, Kevin Mitnick. Okay, we need worse advice from Gabe.
Yeah, you're gonna want to find like a coffee shop or a McDonald's, that has free Wi-Fi, that has some extra attic space just lurking around up there, and just move in. Just move into that attic, make it a home. You'll save so much money not only on Wi-Fi but on rent. So easy.
Spoken like a true college student. Okay. All right, let's move on to let's see. Body Origami asks, how can I lower my medical bills? We need good advice on this, guys. All right, Kris with the good advice.
So this is more of an advice to a lot of people here. Once you have medical bills, it's actually quite difficult to lower them once they've already been there. But I'd like to give this preventative maintenance is actually a good thing. If you go and get frequent checkups from your doctor, the cost is so much lower than if you wait for something bad to happen and then have to go and see them. So I would just say get frequent checkups. It's the best way to keep your medical bills as low as possible.
Lol nerd. All right, we need bad advice, everyone. Bad advice for how to keep your medical bills lower. Okay, I see Pierce with bad advice.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, just don't get sick. It's pretty easy. You don't get sick. Yeah. And if you do start feeling a little, then take some essential oils.
Wow. Okay, if we can possibly get worse advice from Gary, let's hear it.
Well, I like to say ignorance is bliss. Cancel your insurance altogether. And if you are feeling like something's wrong, go into the forest. Nature heals.
Yep.
Fair.
You
That's
did
where
it.
you find the lizards and the birds and all those other animals that help you.
And the moose. Okay. Jazzrayo2 asks, and apparently this is right on the top of her head. I've always wanted to do Gene Kelly's Singing in the Rain, but I don't want my tap shoes to rust. So, advice on how to keep tap shoes from rusting. We need good advice from Patrick.
So what you want to do is you want to use gun oil. Rub that into the steel plates on the bottom. Make sure they dry out. Make sure you dry off the excess oil. But you want to make sure you maintain a protective barrier around the metal that will prevent and eliminate rust that already exists.
I know for a fact Jazzray is in Australia, so they don't know what gun oil is. But Kris, we need bad advice from you.
Yeah, so this was kind of simple. Just take some plastic bags. You might get them from like a Walmart or a Winn-Dixie, and just wrap them around your feet. keep the rain off of them. And then while you're filming yourself, just film yourself from like the knees up. And that way they'll never see your feet, and they won't know you got plastic bags wrapped around your tap shoes, but they'll still hear them.
Huh. That would actually work. Okay, worst advice, though. Worst advice from Pierce.
There's a little trick in show business. Use dehydrated water.
I'm drinking it right now.
Powdered water.
It's homeopathic water, really.
Yes.
Okay, ATHELIXCG asks...
What?
Get one I can pronounce, guys. How do I get better sleep? We need good advice on this. Everyone does. Good advice. How do I get better sleep from Gary?
Oh, yeah. Really simple. Just in the morning, make sure that you get some sun on the, parts of your skin that has the most coverage, and set a good bedtime. Maybe try to go to bed at the same time so that you can get your rhythms into place and you sleep like a baby.
Unless you're running a comedy stream. All right, bad advice from Melanie.
This is actually good advice. Just ask your spouse or your significant other just about what's going on at work. And then don't interrupt them.
That is actually good advice. All right, worst advice from Patrick.
The best sleep I have ever had came after a long night of using black tar heroin. I can't recommend it enough. You get the deepest, most tranquil sleep of your life, and after you've had that once, you will want that every day for the rest of your life.
We do not advocate this.
Don't take medical
It
advice
does
from a
explain a
comedy
lot,
show. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, I've been saving the best for last here. Let's go ahead and take this home with longtime viewer RM Little and good friend of the show and recent guest asking, how do you tell your boyfriend you want an open relationship? We need good advice on this, everyone. Really good advice. Melanie.
Well, you just sit down and start talking about, hey, we have a lot of friends that are super hot. What do you think about them? And would you like to be with them? And just sort of like, it'd be kind of a sexy conversation, and it just sort of broaches the subject to see sort of what they're into and what you're into.
You almost had me convinced there. All right, we need bad advice on this from Gabe.
Just you want to sit your boyfriend down and just tell him you really want the relationship to be bigger. The relationship is just too small. It needs to expand. It needs to fill in all the gaps, and that he just doesn't get there for you. So just tell him you want to open it up. You want to open it up to others. You want to open up to others.
I do want to hear from Patrick, but I really want to see how Gary would make this worse. So, Gary, go ahead.
This is actually the best advice. What you do is you throw a party. You get some black tar heroin. And then you give it to your to your significant other, and then let the good times roll. And then when they wake up and they feel amazing after that amazing night's sleep, say, hey, guess what? Do you know what we did? And then by then they're hooked. They're in.
Wow.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, that was amazing.
That was good stuff.
That was fun.
Whew, all right, well, it's 8:34. That's a wrap, guys. That was a fun hour. That hour went by really fast. That was a good show. Thank you, guys, and
Gary,
thank you, Gary, for playing along with us, man.
That was
You're
so fun.
welcome anytime you want to join. That was such a blast.
That was fun.
Just let us know. Before I do any sign-offs and stuff, let me turn it over to Chad real quick for some of the housekeeping or any announcements that we may have come up. Abe has apparently already started his open relationship, and it is He's not limiting himself to humans.
Carol Baskin.
That was okay. Wow, that was amazing. Well, first of all, thank you to everybody who submitted suggestions tonight. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who played along. You're the reason that we do this, and we honestly, like I said, could not do the show without you. Those of you who contributed tonight, and I'm going to take a deep breath here. I'm Needy OK, Eagle Panidi, Patrick Lynn 5, Improv or Die, because everybody submitted multiple times, which is amazing. Archrash, Jana Fidgets, and Piercing Wit, and also Mikey Levis. Thank you so much for your contributions via bit cheers, via subscriptions, via gift subscriptions. You guys rock, and we really do appreciate your support very much. And thank you for continuing to support what we do and for sharing the link and keeping the viewers coming in. Gary Ware, thank you also for the bit cheer. Hey, that's awesome. Hey. Very meta. Also, we would like to remind everybody another way that you can show your CGI love and support is to go to our website, chaoticgoodimprov.com, because it is a beautiful website, and it also contains really cool stuff about the cast and get to know us better, and you can also submit to play along on our Tuesday night Jackbox games under the contact link. If you go ahead and fill out the form there, we'll try to get you on a future show, and also you can get merch, and we do have some merch. We have shirts, we have hats, we have baby onesies if that's your thing, and we also have mugs and such. As a matter of fact, Melanie is wearing one of our t-shirts right now, so imagine how that would look on you. That would be amazing. Yes. And also, everyone, we do this sort of improv and everything every Thursday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And of course, on 7:30, as I alluded to earlier, on Tuesday nights we have Jackbox game nights as well. But yeah, basically, we just try to do everything we can to make you guys laugh. So check our website for the schedule. Keep an eye on us on Twitch and on the social medias. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Anywhere finer things are streamed. So that is pretty much all I have. I will now turn the remainder of my time over to Kris.
Well, thank you, Chad. That was quite the mouthful. So I appreciate all of that stuff because now I don't have to say it. So that's great. I would like to thank our cast tonight for playing here. First and foremost, Gary, once again, thank you very, very much for joining us.
So fun.
Is there any reminders? What website again? I would say it's difficult, but I'm sure it's easy.
Oh yeah. Go to Chaotic Good Improv because I hear that's an amazing site. But no, if you want to keep up with me, my handle's Gary Ware, and my website's breakthroughplay.com. But yeah, and I also hopefully again soon in San Diego, if you happen to be there, I perform at a theater called Finest City Improv, and so yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you very, very much for joining us, and let all your friends know back in San Diego if they also want to be a part of what we do. We're always open to guest improvisers because we get sick of looking at each other. So that's great. Let me, for the rest of our cast, thank these are always fantastic, wonderful players. Enjoy playing with them every single week. So big round of applause for Gabe.
Hey!
Melanie.
Melanie.
Patrick.
Patrick.
Kris. And of course, none of this could be done without Chad, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that makes all this stuff happen. Makes the stream and the computers compute and the Zooms zoom. He's the man. And please join us again for our next show, which will be Saturday night, 7:30 Central Standard Time on Twitch and your Facebooks and your lives and whatever other social medias we stream on. I don't know. I still use MySpace. So please feel free to join us. We'd love to have you. Tell your friends. My name is Kris. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your night.